What's up, peeps? Another Messenger Minutes video for you guys today. Didn't have it on Monday because I just legit forgot to do it. So, we're doing it on a Tuesday instead. But hey, they're getting weekly. So we can be happy and proud about that. So, this Messenger Minutes is inspired by a conversation I just had with a friend of mine. And I thought I'd have a little chat about it. So, let's just get into it. So, something that's been coming across my TikTok page for a while because I'm obsessed with TikTok and I've been watching way too many of them is those tests where either soldiers or cops in police academy or training, whatever they call it, have to get pepper spray in the eyes and then go through this whole obstacle course before washing pepper spray out of their eyes. And I'm just like, what in the world? Why? And there's another test also where they have to get tased. They don't have to do any obstacle course after that, but they just have to get tased so that they know what it feels like. And that got me thinking because I was talking with my friend about how Christians respond to culture, and we take different sides of it, but I think we both have the same opinion. We just both emphasize different parts of it. So the part that I emphasize is that Christians need to be responding to culture and defending our beliefs. And his point of view was that Christians are responding in a way that is aggressive and that's pushing people away, which is also true. So we kind of talked about that for a little bit. So, the reason I bring up those TikToks where the soldiers in police academy trainees have to get pepper spray in the eyes and they have to get tased is because I think that's something that as Christians we should think about when we are sharing our beliefs and we are responding to culture. What's in the Bible doesn't change. The truth doesn't change, and I will never be ashamed to tell the truth, even if somebody doesn't like it. But when we are responding with the truth in the Bible, we also shouldn't be twisting it in a way that allows us to be unkind and aggressive towards people, that puts us in a position of authority that we didn't earn and that we don't belong in. Because I think that's sometimes what happens. So, for example, homosexuality is a sin. It doesn't just say it in Leviticus. I've seen people say that. It says it in Romans as well. And I think in Corinthians maybe as well. So this isn't just an Old Testament thing. This isn't just a law that was given to the Jews. This is also said in the new covenant that was made with us after Jesus died. So it's still there. It's still the truth that living a homosexual lifestyle is wrong. But then we have Christians who are going out of their way to be unkind toward people who are living a homosexual lifestyle. Now, part of me understands. Part of me is like, okay, they're responding the same way that sometimes the homosexual community responds to Christianity. They're responding with hatred and anger towards it. The same way that those communities respond towards Christianity that is unwarranted. So we have churches that are coming out and having, excuse the language, having signs that say like God hates fags and stuff like that, which is not the way that Christians should be responding. For example, when Pharisees caught a woman in the act of adultery, they legit caught her in the act of adultery. And they were like, Jesus, come look at this woman. They were going to stone her. And Jesus actually defended this woman. Now, he didn't defend what she did. He didn't say, oh, that's not a sin. He said, your sins are forgiven. And he said, whoever's without sin, throw the first stone. So he had mercy and compassion on this woman without changing his beliefs, which is what I believe we should be doing as Christians. Now, back to those videos. I think a lot of Christians who are aggressive and who are angry towards communities that aren't living a Christian lifestyle need to realize that when we are asking people to do certain things, when we are saying, hey, this is the way you should live, we're asking people to give up things that are either very ingrained in their lifestyle at that point, or just something that they just straight up love so much. And I know that that's hard for some people to hold on, to grasp onto. But sin is hard to let go of, and it can be a love in our life that's really hard to just let go of because we became a Christian or because we may feel convicted in that lifestyle. It's not going to be an easy thing to let go of. So the reason I bring up those videos is because when we go out into the battlefield, like a cop or a soldier does, and we're stopping people from doing wrong, if we are going to tase or pepper spray somebody, then it's only fair that we experience that as well. If they're going to use that type of force, then they have to experience it as well. So I think that's something we need to consider when we are sharing our beliefs with somebody, when we're standing up for our faith, is that, hey, if I don't truly understand this experience, if I'm talking to someone who's part of the homosexual community and I'm getting angry or aggressive, I need to step back and ask myself, okay, do I understand what that feels like? Like, do I understand what it means to truly actually be in love with somebody of the same gender as myself, and then have somebody ask me to give that up? And not just ask me to give that up, but ask me in an aggressive and angry way, even though they have no idea what I'm going through. So I think as Christians, that's something we need to consider. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying that we should support it in any way. But what I'm saying is, like, hey, if you don't understand the sin, if you don't understand, maybe even for some people, for young Christians, the guilt that they're dealing with, then we need to be able to come about that in a compassionate and gentle way, the way Jesus did with the adulterous woman. Now, another thing that I think we need to consider is why we are telling people, you need to stop doing that. If we really feel that we need to tell a specific person, hey, don't do this, we need to call somebody out, then we need to ask ourselves why we're doing that. Are we doing it because we're angry? Are we doing it because we want to feel like we're in a higher position or position of authority over somebody? Or are we doing it because we love that person? So, for example, when I was in college, I kind of hit a patch where I was like, I don't really care, because it doesn't seem that any of these people who are supposed to be at a Christian college living for God are living that way. People are still having sex before marriage. People are still drinking and smoking. So I just gave up. And I was like, all right, I don't care anymore. I'm just going to do what I want to do. And my roommates knew that. And my roommates are super good friends. They're like my best friends that I've ever had. And I had a few of my roommates say, well, one specific roommate who's pretty much my best friend, tell me, like, hey, stop doing that. Not in a mean way, but in, like, she said, stop doing that because I don't want you to get hurt. And how can you be mad at someone who says that to you? It's like, it wasn't a scolding. It wasn't like a, hey, I'm right, you need to stop doing this. It was like, I care about you, so I don't want you to do this because it's going to hurt you and you know it will. So I think if we really feel the need to tell somebody, stop doing this, what you're doing is wrong, then we also need to ask ourselves why we're doing it. Even though it may be true that what they're doing is wrong, we need to ask ourselves, like, are we doing this because we care about the person, or are we doing this because we need to feel like we're better than somebody? So that is my Messenger Minutes video for today. Stand up for the truth. Be bold in the truth. The world is very bold with the lies, and I stand by that. But when we are being bold with the truth, and when we are telling people what's right and wrong, as said in the Bible, you do it with compassion and with love. Thanks for watching, y'all.